welcome to episode 4 of the podcast. It's Anthony and Austin's podcast. We're in a beta right now. We're going to get all these episodes out, and on episode 10, it's going to be great. It's going to be cool. We're going to have a reboot, and we're going to have a name, so I can stop saying things like, the podcast.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly. That sultry voice you heard in the background was the one and only Anthony Gorman.
Thank you.
Hey, Anthony.
This is I. How's it going?
Pretty good. And I'm Austin Flume. Coming back at you, healed. I'm not sick any longer.
That's right, yeah. Full force.
Yep, I was down last week. I was, kind of out of commission. I wouldn't say out of commission because I was still here. I was still on here, but definitely weathered by not only the world, but also some bacteria.
Oh, yeah. That sounds wonderful.
It was wonderful. And by wonderful, I mean it sucked a whole lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jesus. But yeah, how you been, Anthony? How's it going?
Pretty good. Been doing this and that. Watching a new show.
Oh, yeah?
Netflix.
Tell me about the show. What is the show?
It's called Love. It's one of Judd Apatow's new TV shows on Netflix.
Yep.
So I kind of so my friend's HBO Go password spontaneously combusted without me knowing. I was watching Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
She's warned me about it for a while, so I've been using it just for Silicon Valley.
Okay.
And just abruptly, one day I was like, oh yeah, I need to watch the new episode, and all of a sudden I was just like, this is no longer a subscribed user. I was like, no.
So did she unsubscribe?
Yeah, she had warned me she was gonna do it. So.
Oh, that sucks.
So I had to revert to Netflix, and I had it in my view list, but it kind of I'm not one for romantic comedies or anything like that. I mean, they're fine, but this one I was just I'm never in the mood for it, really. Mm. So I kind of ran out of things to watch because Silicon Valley was my only thing. So I just started watching it, and oh my god, it is an amazing show.
Is it really?
It is unbelievably worth watching.
Wow, really?
So, not to give anything really away, but the reason why it's a coming of age dating story, but it's an of age dating story. So it's of people that have been through the run of the mill. They've been through it.
Okay.
They're coming out of long term relationships. So there's two protagonists. There's a female and a male. Mm. And the female is played by an actress from the show Community.
Yeah,
you ever watched that?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure what he's from, but Judd Apatow has done I'm saying his name right?
I think so.
Yeah. So he's done a lot of good stuff. I like his movies and things like that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'll give this a shot. Oh my god, 2 seasons, the first episode in, but the second episode in, I was hooked.
Wow, really?
And it's really good. It's so different. It's still a meeting, one sex or the other, meeting and the whole intro and all that.
So it's cliche in that aspect.
Yeah, so it's still boy meets girl type thing, but it the show focuses on it doesn't focus, it embraces the flaws of all the characters.
That's wonderful.
And I absolutely love it, because nothing really, everybody's in regular sitcoms and everything's just real vanilla and generic. Bad things happen and things like that, but it's things out of their control that their personalities can make up for it. But this is their personalities are what make the show interesting. Nice. And it's not they're interesting positive sides necessarily. It's a lot of the flaws, I guess, and that makes it a more raw,
relatable,
and very relatable. I will say this is very rated R. So, and by that I'm not rated X. So very rated R just means it's definitely not for kids.
Yeah, okay.
It's definitely an adult show, and it deals with adult themes. Mm-hmm. But like I said, it's it's hard to explain, but it is unbelievably worth to watch it.
Yeah, it sounds usually when you get love stories and it's a dude and a girl, you get the traditional, they're either in high school, and it's everybody can relate to high school, but that's been done, right?
Exactly.
Or they're in their 40s and they've been out of the game for a long time. It seems it's either one side or the other, but this is in the middle.
Yeah, this is late 20s, early 30s, which is kind of
where you are right now.
And it's kind of, so it's very relatable to me. But I would say it's... But the whole flaw thing, that alone is worth watching it, just to see the character development from that, because the character development is like excellent.
Yeah, I did see that show. It's a Netflix original, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was. Yeah,
Produced,
I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was getting all the like advertisements on Netflix when you go in. It's like love, blah blah blah. Watch it now. It's out now on Netflix. And I was seeing it, and it looked really interesting. I watched a trailer.
Yeah.
And I want to watch it, and I might actually watch it now that you're showing it to me like this.
It's worth your investment. I know like time is like a commodity for us, like a rare commodity for us, like these days. So.
Yeah, we have so little time that we have time to do an hour-long podcast literally every week after we go to the phone.
My time is so valuable. Well, that should show something new, Austin. I spend an hour with you every week.
Exactly. And that goes right back at you, Anthony.
Yeah. Well, on top of work, but...
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's because it's one of those things that I would have normally skipped over had I not had it in my queue, and I ran out of... It was just like a spur-of-the-moment thing, and oh my god, like 2 episodes in, I was like, thank God I started watching this, because this is so refreshing and unique and awesome. And it's like very relatable. Mm-hmm. So, I love it.
I might start watching it now. Yeah. But it's going to have to tear me away from, like, the animes that I'm watching, because I've been on a thing where...
Yeah, you can watch this forever.
Yeah, exactly. For the past, like, 6 months to a year now, I've been watching nothing but animes on Netflix. Like, I don't watch too many TV shows or, like, movies or anything. I'll watch movies in the theaters when they come out, but I don't usually watch them at my house. Because it's like, with a movie, you know you're sitting down, and you're going to be there for, like, 2.5 hours. Like, an hour and a half to 2 hours. It's a commitment. You know it's going to be this long period. So, like... I don't, like you were talking, time is short, we don't have much time to spend on stuff that we like, so it's hard for me to make that hour and a half long commitment minimum on movies, and like hour-long TV shows, I just like pretty much haven't watched them at all since I started this new job.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Because I think this one's like 40 minutes, like it's kind of something like that.
Yeah. Usually when TV shows are like an hour, they're actually like 40 minutes, closer to the 40, 45 minute mark. Yeah, but because of that, I've been watching a lot of smaller shows. So, like, last year I watched Parks and Rec.
Okay.
And in between, I've been watching, like, a lot of animes. Because animes are a lot shorter. They're, like, 22 minutes usually max. You don't usually get hour-long animes.
Yeah.
So they're the perfect length for me. And at the same time, I've always wanted to get into anime. Because it's, like, that section of nerd culture that I've never gotten into. So I'm finally taking the deep dive.
I tried to find my Akira. From like the 80s, I think.
Still haven't watched that.
Oh my god. So, that one's interesting. So it's really interesting, but you really gotta be kind of in the mood to watch it.
Is it super Japanese anime?
Well, there's a lot of like background, I don't know, like social commentary kind of where like society's going. I'm not gonna go into like whatever. I honestly haven't seen it in a very long time, so I'd have to like rewatch it again.
Yeah.
But I do remember like coming away from it like it was one of those kind of like the movie Requiem for a Dream or like Donnie Darko, where it like makes you like days later you're like your brain keeps wandering back to that one movie. Like that was such a weird different experience. But see, I don't watch a lot of anime, so it could be just like that mixed with like the style, because it's so like I like anime too. It's just I don't really watch it a ton. So because I love I can't pronounce the director's name, but like Howl's Moving Castle.
You're talking it's Studio Ghibli.
Yeah. That's the guy.
Miyazaki?
Yeah.
Miyazaki?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love Spirited Away. It's one of my favorites. So I do have that, but I thought for sure I had Akira on DVD. And I was trying to watch that like a week or 2 ago. But that's cool, you like anime.
Yeah, I do. And like, I mean, kind of like you, I haven't seen that many animes. Like, I've seen Spirited Away and like the other Miyazaki movies that you're talking about. But really, like, the only like TV show animes that I've watched through are like Dragon Ball Z, like everybody has.
Okay.
I watched like this one called Samurai Champloo last year that was actually really awesome.
Yeah.
It's like tropey in a sense that like it's a samurai that doesn't give a crap about anybody. And then on the other side is a samurai that's very trained and like very by the book.
Yeah.
And they have just like a girl for like color in there. And it's like a triad. It's like a little group and they go on adventures or whatever. So on paper it sounds really like, tropey, but it's actually really good. So I watched that. I'm watching one called Black Butler right now. It's kind of like a more obscure one. It's on Netflix and like it's one of those animes that they sell merch for in Hot Topic.
Yeah.
So like just enough people like it so that they can sell like a Black Butler shirt at Hot Topic, but it's not something that's like,
super mainstream.
Exactly. So that's what I'm watching right now, and I'm almost to the end of it. So like maybe once I get to the end of it, I'll start watching your.
I see what you're saying. I've definitely been in some long queues before where it's just hard to like, man, I know I gotta get to all these things, but I don't want to waste time. Same thing with like me and like video games. Like I can sit down for so long, but for some reason my brain's just like, yeah, I'm done. I get like my limit's usually like 2 hours. I can't do much more than that.
Oh, you talking about
unless I'm like really into it.
When you're playing video games?
In general.
Or anything? Just anything in general?
Yeah, it's usually in like 2 hour bursts.
I see. Yeah. I get that. Like, that's the other kind of reason why I don't watch like too many movies or TV shows. Really, is because like they're my second tier thing. Like I like them and I enjoy them, but I would always rather be doing like something else, like playing video games or something. Yeah. Like video games are almost always gonna come first. It's probably why I have like tendonitis in like both of my wrists now. But yeah, like because of that, I don't watch too many TV shows. So it's just kind of when I'm about to go to sleep, I'll lay down and I'll get my Wii U gamepad and I'll turn on Netflix and just watch like one episode or 2 episodes or something.
And that makes sense because like video games are like more engaging and more interactive, like big time. So it keeps the brain cooking. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times, like you said, like at the end of my video game session, I'll watch like a show or something, or like read before I go to bed, because there's no way I can just go like straight from like an 80-man arena of craziness, like just carnage everywhere, and all of a sudden just like, oh, bedtime.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like you can't just blow someone's head off and then go to bed after that.
Yeah, you can't play Call of Duty multiplayer and then be like, time to turn in for the night.
I'm sure there's some people that can do that, but not me.
Maybe like 5-year-old kids that like their brain just runs at 100 miles an hour all the time anyway.
Yeah, we're talking trash.
Yeah, exactly. What's the longest that you've played a video game, Anthony? Straight?
Total hours or
I'm talking straight in one session. Or like over the course of a couple days.
Probably Diablo 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, Halo, definitely. Like, the longest game ever was in my freshman year. And a couple people, if they're listening to this, will probably remember it. But we had, like, an 8-on-8 where we had to link the Xboxes together via LAN cables. Because it was before online gaming. Yes. So this was, like, one of those LAN parties before I knew what a LAN party was. Yeah. Because I wasn't into PCs yet. You know, like, heaven forbid. And so we all had Xboxes. I never had a console, but I had my own controller, my own headset, and everything. Yeah. And so this is before headsets. So it was the first Xbox.
And it sounds like you didn't need a headset because you're all in the same room anyway.
Well, so it was 3 apartments, 2 on one side of the hall and 1 on the other. So there's 8 people in one apartment on one side, and then we were split up by 2 apartments, but we could shout across the other hall with our doors open. And so my team, me naturally, I'm like defense. So if I'm in a game or some sort of strategic type of any game, I naturally revert to like a defensive type posture. Like I like striking on offense, but when it's very timed properly, like type thing. So it came as like a pleasure to me when like the team agreed to that my room, the 4 people in my room, was going to be like the main defense. So this was on Halo 1 Sidewinder. So if you imagine, it's a snow field where you can pick people out quite easily. Yep. And it's like shaped like a horseshoe with the bases on each side.
I know the exact map you're talking about.
You can't see directly to each base. You have to either go in no man's land or the tunnels and sides along the whatever. Yep. So I remember this very vividly because of, you mentioned a long game session or whatever. Yeah. So this was a 3-man or 3 flag capture the flag game. 3 flags. Okay. You had to capture 3 flags to win. And my team was on defense, and we stayed basically in whatever. It was, I think, 3.5 hours long. It was over 3 hours long for a game. That's how it stands still. So like this is also like, to go back to the story of Fro, like this is how like that nickname got developed. So we were all playing this game. So we all were getting like pretty good. Yeah. And we were all playing against each other, so that was our practice. We were each other's practice in person because there was no online. So once we knew each other's tactics and stuff, it got real interesting and real like.
Dude, because you had to get inside of their heads.
Exactly, and you knew like which guy was the good sniper and like what he did and how he did it. You know, sometimes they'd be just too good, you couldn't do it. Whatever. Yeah. But anyways, I just remember being. I was a defensive sniper, and I was very active. So I would be on the ground, and my partner, Nate.
Yeah, I remember.
He was the defensive sniper as well, but he would switch to a couple things. So he would go to the rocket launcher when a vehicle would show up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if he got killed, he would tell me, because it would have a smoke trail behind the bullet. So he would tell me what direction I would come from, and I would pop out from the bottom and just instantly look in that area. There's no quick scope back then.
Yeah.
So I would instantly look in that area, find them, and then and while they were reloading.
Oh, that's awesome.
It worked like a charm. So I would get killed.
That's amazing.
And then I would tell Nate that it came from the top left or the top right, mainly top right.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was just clockwork. And we got close, and of course they took like a flag or two, but we ended up winning it. I wouldn't have told the story if we lost. So, I mean, maybe I would have, but so
it would have been as exciting.
But it was because like the other team was kind of stacked. I do remember that. Like we were kind of like the underdogs, just slightly.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was probably the longest one game session, but Diablo 2 probably takes the cake for like longest game ever played.
Okay.
What about you?
So like back in the day, I played a lot of RuneScape when I was in like 6th through 8th grade.
That's right. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, like it seems like a lot of kids during that same period were like, I'll talk to people now who I didn't know at the time, and somehow RuneScape will casually come up in the conversation, and I'll be like, holy crap, you played RuneScape too? And we'll like bond, and it'll be like a great experience for both of us. But yeah, so RuneScape, looking back, that was such a weird time video game wise in my life, because I didn't really play any console games. I didn't really play any PS2 games or like whatever else was Xbox games maybe when I went to my friends' houses, but like really the only thing I did at all was play RuneScape. And I would come home, and in the beginning we just had dial-up internet connection. So it'd be like, all right, now wait till 8 o'clock when we probably won't get any phone calls, and then you can tie up the phone line, and like
I remember that Grandma would call and be like, oh no,
it's busy, and then you'd hear the family reunion like, I tried to call you on the phone, I was tied up for 3 hours.
All I heard was
and I was like, I was killing demons, Grandma.
Demons, oh my lord.
I had to kill demons with my friends.
Demon.
But yeah.
You need an exorcist.
Yeah, that game definitely, because like I would go over to my friend's house for an entire weekend, and we wouldn't do anything except eat and play that game.
Well, that was like Akil and I on Diablo 2. So I would watch him play for like an hour and a half, and then when he was done with his character, I would play, and he would like just watch me play my character for like an hour. And that was like fun as hell for both of us. Yeah, like, I loved it. Yeah, it was so much fun. I missed that game. I wish they would refresh the. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. If they refreshed the graphics on Diablo 2. And like did like a still same gameplay, but everything looks a little better.
Like a remaster.
I might lose a couple hundred hours. I'd probably have to call Akil back up and be like, listen, I hope you're steady with your job and like your social life, because we're gonna be busy for a little bit.
We're back into it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I get that. Yeah. So there was RuneScape, and I wish so bad that I could go back and check how many hours cumulative I have in RuneScape, because I don't see how it could be any less than 500 hours total.
Really? Okay.
I don't see.
Yeah, okay.
There's no, because I played it for days. Yeah. Days, Anthony. Even when I went on vacation, I took like a laptop, like my mom's work laptop or something. Yeah. And I was like on RuneScape questing with my friends on vacation.
That's pretty cool though. Like especially how you could like travel with it. Like even back then, like that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, and when we went to hotels, it was like it wasn't dial up. So it was almost like a luxury to have hotel internet, which is now like the exact opposite.
Yeah, we had to call through my dad's work company, and then we got like Net Zero, and that was like Net Zero's all right, but again, dial up is dial up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Like now, anything under like 5 megabits per second is like dial up to me. Yeah. Technically.
Aren't we spoiled?
Yeah, someone was asking me about what they should get on like their internet, whatever, and I'm like, honestly, like just even for me, I wouldn't get anything below 30 megabits per second. Gosh. But like, I mean, 15 or 10 would be the absolute minimum, like in my mind, like these days. Because websites are so big, and like Netflix, like, you want to get like the HD of it. Yeah. Or what's the point?
Yeah, or else it'll downgrade. Yeah, the highest that I could get back in my Indiana house was 10. And really, like, that was...
Oh, that was probably DSL then?
It was, I think it was satellite.
Oh, ooh. Yeah, satellite's not
or
good.
something. It was through CenturyLink, which was like more of a local thing.
Okay, yeah. Was it high frequency through phone line, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's
It was
DSL,
that.
I think.
Okay, you're right. It was DSL. Now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that has
yeah.
limitations just because of the hardware it's going through.
Yeah. It wasn't like HughesNet or anything.
Oh, yeah.
So I could watch Netflix without the buffering.
Yeah, 10's not. I mean, that's probably recommended for HD video, I think they say. But oh man, like,
yeah,
because I like to multitask and do whatever. I like to be able to like refresh or like as shows are on, I like to like Google things as I'm on it. I'm like woefully multitasking all the time. Like, there's no way. I can't not do it now.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I remember back in the day when I was in high school, I would come home and I had this tradition where every day, and this was when I was like super ingrained into like the video game industry, and like every piece of news, like I would know all of it. So I went home and I would get that laptop that I was talking about, and I would open up Google Chrome and I would open up 10 tabs or like 2 different tabs.
Yeah.
And one was IGN, one was Info-G, and then I had one for Joystick. And I would go through all the websites, open up like new tabs for each news article that I wanted to go through, and then just go through all of them every single day. I watched more video game like news and news videos than I actually played video games for a while when I was in high school.
That makes sense. Like when a new product comes out, I'm kind of like that, or like even a new video game. Like I even was kind of like that with Watch Dogs. I still like people still complain about that. I still enjoyed that game. I don't care what anybody says.
Watch Dogs.
But I was like, I probably put as much time reading about that game before it released like as much as I played it. But when I went to Chicago last summer, like they did such a good job. Like it wasn't a total replication of the city, but like we would be driving in the Uber car and I would like crank my neck to like the right and I'd be like, I have literally been on this street before. This is so very weird. I would look at this bridge and it would be like up, and then I would look over here and be like, oh my god, that's the building. Nice. Because there's like missions, like things are kind of like imprinted on you.
Yeah, especially if you've spent so many hours in that game.
Was weird. So like they took like unique parts of the city and made it into one smaller mini Chicago, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that's usually what games do, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, that makes sense because that would take up so much resource just to like put in every nook and cranny.
It'd be insane. We'll get that.
But it was. Oh yeah. Can't wait. But hopefully with VR. But I mean, I was kind of shocked by that, and I just enjoy that game. But yeah, I totally understand the hype.
Yeah. Yeah, and I totally like the vitriol and the problems before it launched that you're talking about. Kind of ties into one of the questions that we actually got, or topics that we got on our Facebook wall.
Oh right. I forgot about these.
So segue.
We're
going to go to the fans and answer one of these topics. So, Brian, you've been posting a couple of topics like on the Facebook posts a couple of times, so I want to go ahead and get to one of your topics. It's how biased fanboys are destroying social media / the internet.
Perfect segue.
Yeah, so I'm going to spin this a little bit differently. Like, both of us have been fanboys in the past, right?
Correct.
We've been vitrolic, we've been acidic fanboys, and I have no shame.
I have no shame either, I admit it.
Yep. But, I mean, I feel like you hit a point, or most people hit a point where they become this age and they're like, they realize that it really doesn't make any difference.
Yep.
But at the same time, it is so fun to be a part of a team.
That is true.
You know, to cheer for?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I totally understand, like, PS3 sucks, or like Xbox 360 is trash.
There's some, like, notable big ones in the tech. Like, so Apple Android, that's a big one. PS, like you said.
Yep, PlayStation versus Xbox.
Xbox.
Yep.
And I guess Mac and PC, but that kind of gets to the Apple Android type thing.
Yeah, it's about the same thing. Yeah.
Those are like the big ones. I can't really think of. I mean, then you got video game studios, but no one really complains about that. For like PC hardware, it's like AMD versus Nvidia. That's the only other one that's in my whole realm of interneting.
Interneting, good.
But then you got Reddit, and you have all these sub wars. Yeah, it's totally humans are total us versus them all the time. We want teams.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was stopping. Like I thought, as I grew older, the internet was getting more
mature.
Yeah, I assumed it was just because I was. Right, and I was like,
I can see it, yeah.
Yeah, and like I can see a future where I have like an Xbox. I'm always gonna have a PlayStation.
Yeah,
I know, right?
No,
tell high school me that he'll probably have a heart attack because that's all you can afford at the time, right? That's the big thing. Is like when you're in high school and you can only get one Christmas present or one birthday present or something a year that's this big. It's like you have to validate that purchase,
right?
You know, and that's kind of what sparks all these console wars and like all these like me versus you kind of things and arguments like that. So. That's why it makes sense that like most people that have these are like in high school or like, you know, just unreasonable.
Yeah, so what would make you buy an Xbox over the next PS, whatever?
I don't think I'd ever buy it over the next PlayStation, but I'd have it in addition to the next PlayStation. Just because, like, yeah. So, like, I'm so ingrained in, like, the PlayStation, like, family of Universal Studios and, like, Naughty Dog and Gorilla and,
Makes
like,
sense.
yeah, Polyphony and all the different studios that Sony owns that make games.
Yeah.
And I know so much about them that I don't think I could ever not have a PlayStation that is out.
Makes sense.
Because, like, when I was pulling up all these tabs when I was in high school, that's what I would focus on mostly.
Right.
Is, like, PlayStation stuff, because that's where I came from. And that's what I was raised on. Like, my first console was PS1 with Crash Bandicoot.
Right, yeah,
when I was, like, 4 years old. So I don't see myself ever getting away from that. But at the same time, like, to answer the comment, yeah, you don't want to be posting super negative, horrible things online just because someone has a different opinion.
It's such a waste of time. You're really not going to change anybody's opinion, like, ever. Like, maybe, like, I mean, but usually it's just so, like, argumentative that it just makes people build up their walls higher.
Yeah, and it resorts to name calling.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, like, stupid Xbot.
Yeah, X-Bone.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? I mean, how is that an insult?
Yeah, exactly. So, like, in summary, like, it's cool to have teams, and it's cool to, like, cheer for your favorite thing, but, like, when you do things like name calling and you're, like, making a negative thing out of it, then it's, like, just kind of maybe grow up a little bit, you know?
Yep, definitely. I 100% agree.
Yeah, I agree with that, too. Good topic, Brian. I'm glad we got to talk about that.
Yeah, that was good.
Second topic that I want to talk about, this is your friend Heather. She posted this on here.
Right, yeah.
So, shout out to Heather. Pixie Sticks.
Yeah, so...
Complete turn. Complete tangent.
Preface it how the Pixie Sticks came about.
Alright, so I'll tell the story. Let me tell the story first. So we're sitting at lunch today at work, and I'm talking to you, and I'm like, shoot, Anthony, we're recording today instead of tomorrow. We usually record on Thursdays, behind the scenes look, but it's Wednesday because Anthony has to get his haircut tomorrow.
I have to get my hair cut. I look like a Sasquatch.
He doesn't look that bad.
Nah.
If a Sasquatch had just a beautiful set of teeth, Anthony.
Well,
just a beautiful set. You're welcome. But we're sitting at lunch, and I'm like, shoot, we have to record today, and I didn't ask for any topics.
Yeah.
So I just spat out the first two things that I thought of, which were taxes and Roth IRAs, which were just, ironically serious things to talk about. We're not actually going to talk about taxes, so don't worry. But I was like, Anthony, what's the craziest thing you can think of? Don't think about it. Say it out loud. And he's like, Pixie Sticks.
Well, so my work filter instantly overrode every selection that my brain was coming up with. It was just like rejecting like all sorts of things. And then like people started like looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with him? And I was just like, Biscuit Sticks. Like, what the... So I had like... Yeah, I was like, because there was other work people around, so I couldn't like...
You couldn't say...
I mean, nothing weird, but like, I have no idea.
Look, you don't have to say, we know it's something weird. There's a lot of weird stuff up in there.
Zombie babies! I have no idea.
Why did you say zombie babies?
Have you ever seen a zombie baby?
No, I don't think they exist.
Oh my god.
Do they exist?
Well, that's my crazy word right now.
Do zombies have pity for babies?
What?
Do zombies have pity on babies and they don't bite them? And
they probably throw the babies, and then the babies bite the people.
You're right. So they'd be like a grenade?
Yeah, that's like a zombie grenade.
Zombie babies are like zombie grenades.
Oh my... Someone's gonna steal that.
Podcast name.
We're gonna see that next zombie movie, like teen zombie movie or whatever.
They're throwing babies!
And we're gonna go, ah! Yep, it's gonna be horrible.
We're gonna have to copyright strike that.
Oh my god.
We're gonna have to copyright zombie babies right now.
We'll get paid, we'll get royalties, like at least $1 a year.
And they'll be like, legal team, there's these two dudes that have a podcast with like 3 episodes, they're suing us for using zombie babies. We've been developing this movie for 5 years, we don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they're suing for like $20 million. And like, the director's like, the whole premise of this movie is zombie babies. Do something.
I think it'd be great advertisement on their part.
That's true, and then people would start listening to the podcast more.
Yeah,
be like, those are those zombie baby guys, and they're like, all they're talking about is like weird life stuff.
Yeah, but we're getting on a tangent. The real topic at hand is Pixie Sticks. So Anthony, how do you feel about Pixie Sticks?
Pixie Sticks are cool.
When's the last time you had a Pixie Stick?
Very long time.
Yep, same.
Yeah, so... I don't know. I guess they're like the cocaine of the candy world. I don't know. Like,
is that just because they're powder?
Well, they're powdered sugar, so it goes like right in your system. I guess. I have no idea.
Similar to how cocaine works, I assume.
I guess. Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah,
Let me just emphasize assume.
I don't know. I guess Smarties are just like solidified. I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent of the tangent.
But I understand where you're going. So like Smarties are kind of like the solidified version of Pixie Sticks.
They're just like pure sugar.
But do you like Pixie Sticks?
I would probably prefer something else.
Like literally anything else?
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even. That's not even like in my top 20, honestly.
No.
Of candy. Well, they're just not fun.
No.
They tear it off, and then like the end gets all wet.
Yes.
And then like it starts forming that like ring, and you're like you want the rest that's remaining, but you're gonna have to like deal with the paper pulp.
Yep.
And then like you just deal with it, and then you like run around like a crazy person for a second, and then you do another pixie stick.
I like he said do another pixie stick like it's a line of cocaine.
I mean, if you're into that, whatever.
No, we don't condone doing a line of pixie stick dust.
We don't condone fanboyism or cocaine.
No, those are our two things that we're against. Everything else is fine. Everything else is fine. But yeah, pixie sticks are one of those things that they always have at ball games, baseball games, like basketball games in the concession stand.
Right.
And I feel like as a kid, we for some reason had tricked ourselves into thinking that we really liked pixie sticks.
Yeah.
At least like me and my friends, they were like, "Oh, pixie sticks, we love pixie sticks." And you eat them and be like, especially if you get the big ones because they're plastic tubes.
Oh,
and
I forgot about those.
Yeah, and you don't have the problem with
Okay,
paper pulp like you were
alright.
talking about. There was a lot of P's in that sentence. Problem with paper pulp.
Keep saying it.
Yeah, but yeah, you don't have that problem where like the end solidifies and seals shut. So those are like
That's
the
right.
upgrades.
Yeah, those are like the new pixie sticks. The other ones are from like old days.
Yeah, exactly. So verdict on pixie sticks is they kind of suck and you should eat a Reese's instead.
I'm agreeing with that 100%.
Cool. I like that. Well, we've addressed both topics that we've gotten from the community. Thank you guys for topics.
Awesome.
We'll be posting topics before the show every week. So make sure to go to Facebook and leave a topic down below the comment. You know, it'll be a lot more official eventually. We'll have an email inbox. You can email us so that people don't see when nobody leaves a topic. So that'll be like better for us too.
That's true, yeah, because that's a good idea.
Yeah, thank you guys. Shout out to all of you, and we appreciate it. So we're gonna move on to another topic. This is gonna deep dive into my psyche a little bit. Not super deep, but kind of like surface. It's a dive into my psyche of some sort.
Ready to dive in?
Yeah, and it's kind of like a mixture between that and also a sequel to one of last week's topics.
Okay.
That being the speeding ticket.
Okay, right.
Okay. So yesterday we decided on the podcast that I was just gonna pay the Well, last week we decided on the podcast that I was going to dress up as a UPS driver and go to the cop's house and reassign the ticket to him and then go to court.
Because no judge would ever believe it.
Yeah, no judge would ever believe that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but that didn't happen. I decided just to pay it. Okay?
Lame.
Like, whatever. Trolling me on
the other one, like, you would be in jail and I'd have to do the podcast with, like, a laptop at the little jail phone.
It'd be you and that, like, computer thing online that you just talk into and it automatically gives a response. Like one of those bots.
Austin, sad. Is that Austin, you need anything, buddy? Help out.
I have no feelings.
Austin, you've been in there for an hour. God.
What is podcast?
Yeah. My God.
Yeah, but yeah, so yesterday, I decided I was going to pay it, right? So yesterday, I'm looking up how to pay a speeding ticket, because the last speeding ticket I got, yes, I've had two, was in Pennsylvania, and you could conveniently pay those online.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
I figured everybody would, yeah.
Hamilton County, Ohio, not the case.
What?
Can't pay them online.
It's horrible.
Yeah, so I had to somehow get a money order and either ship it or deliver it.
Oh, that's how I used to do it, yeah.
Yeah, hand deliver it to the Hamilton County, like, municipal court, right? Yeah. So I'm Googling how to do that, and I'm trying to figure out how to get a money order, and it's like, you can get one from Walmart or Meijer or, like, any big department store like that. So I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah. There's a Meijer down the street. I'll go to Meijer. Nobody thinks of Meijer. Meijer is half the topic, by the way. I'm going to get into how much I love Meijer.
Yeah, you're right. No one does. Yeah, everybody sleeps on Meijer.
Everybody sleeps on Meijer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have opinions on Meijer? We'll get to them.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to them. Okay, but yeah. So I'm looking this up, and I'm like, okay, I can go to Meijer. It's like 65 cents for every $500 that you need a money order for to purchase a money order. So I'm like, all right, I'll go there. They're open forever. It's not going to be a problem. And I get there, and Meijer also has a U.S. Postal inside of it, like this Meijer does.
Okay.
So it's like, I hate the term one-stop shop, but Meijer's a freaking one-stop shop.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So I walk in, and I'm like, I need a money order. And they're like, okay, how much? And I told them, and they give the money order. And I'm like, sweet. And I'm like, also, I need some stamps in an envelope. And they give them to me. And I take it, and I put the money order in, and I put it in the slot, and I'm done.
Oh, wow.
Because Meijer is fantastic.
Oh,
and that is kind of half of the thing that I want to rant about right now.
Okay.
Everybody, like you said, sleeps on freaking Meijer. Because their brain goes to Walmart, because we've all been brainwashed to think that Walmart is somehow way better than Meijer.
Everything's at Walmart. And cheaper,
Yeah. Meijer's the bomb. And I don't know if every Meijer's like this, but this Meijer that I go to is like, it's mega nice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my opinion on Meijer, like, so I worked at Biggs for about 7 years. Biggs hypermarkets were like a Meijer or a Super Walmart. It has food and non-food.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
Biggs at that time had like the lowest price. Like, it was really good. And they were owned by Super Value. So they could compete with like the bigger chains. This was before Super Walmart moved in. But other than once, it's a long story. Biggs like upped their prices because Super Walmart came in, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They tried to go for like the quality over quantity for a lot of things, and it kind of failed.
Yeah.
But Meijer then became the new like minimum whatever. Like, you can always get whatever, and it was like the cheaper of like the Kroger and all the other things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love Meijer, and it looks nicer.
Yeah,
on the inside. I mean,
I
guess
the
they
one
all,
I was kind of like.
I guess they all look similar. And I almost said Mario Mart. No, it's on my mind. But I guess all Walmart. Yeah. Walmart kind of doesn't have to dress itself up. It's the one that knows it's ahead.
Walmart knows you are checking your dignity at the door.
Yeah, so most of the time when you go to a Walmart, the floors look like a basement. They're those like, ugly brown floors.
There's like a dude that's like greeting you there. I mean, they're usually depressed. I don't want to like project emotions on people, but I don't know. It's you usually, It's like you're mentally prepared at least once you get past the greeter.
Yeah, but you go to Meijer. You go to Meijer, and it's an experience.
Yeah.
Because it's so nice, and there's a U.S. bank in there sometimes.
Yeah. And
there's like all these different. I love Meijer. I'm gonna go there forever now, except for Kroger. If you gotta get food and stuff, you gotta go to Kroger. But Meijer's.
Yeah, Kroger's good. Yeah, Kroger's got pretty good food, like deli and like Meijer deli's kind of lacking, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the first half of my day yesterday.
Okay.
After I get home from work, and I guess work's the first half, but when I got home, that's the first half of paying it.
Okay.
On the way there, I'm like, holy crap, this is the most beautiful day outside that it's been in a while.
It
right?
was, yes, it was.
It's perfect, and it's perfect right now. We're cooped up inside recording a podcast.
It is, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, I had to do something outside.
Yeah.
So I put on like sweatpants and like a muscle shirt. Some call them wife beaters, but that's like super mega sketchy. I don't like to call them muscle shirts either because that infers that I have muscles of some kind.
Yeah, people are like, what are you saying?
Also not true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that and got my headphones and my phone, and I went on a run to the mall.
Cool.
Yeah, so I ran to the mall, walked through the mall, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want this day to be over yet. This is really nice, and it was a good run. It feels great outside. I'm in a really good mood. So I look over, and like the theater's right across from the mall.
Okay.
Run over to the theater, check the stuff in there, and it's like The Nice Guys is still showing. Did you see any trailers for The Nice Guys? It's got like Ryan Gosling and not Kurt Russell, but Russell Crowe in it.
No, it's not ringing a bell.
Okay.
I'm not like,
Yeah, and I
completely wait for it to come on a video, but yeah.
Okay, and I completely forgot about it too. But I was there and it was like 7:35, and there was a showing for it at 7:30, and I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes and it had a 90%.
Whoa, yeah, I would trust that. Then.
So I was like, heck yeah! So I go in and I watch a movie by myself.
Yeah,
it's like
I do that not all the time, but
isn't it the best?
I love it. Yeah.
I think it's the best.
Matinees especially. On like a Sunday. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and this was on a Tuesday. It was Tuesday night, and it was great. So I went in and watched it myself. It was a great movie. I really liked it. It was different. It wasn't anything special. It didn't reinvent the wheel, but it was super entertaining.
But I would imagine that would have been a relaxing time because you just watch it on your own. You're relaxed. You don't have to worry about anything. Like, it's hard to describe, but it's just. Yeah, I like going to movies with other people, but I also like doing. Yeah,
and I didn't want to see The Pop Star, which is like a comedy that I want to see because I want to see that with my friends.
Okay, yeah.
So I try to find a movie that nobody else would normally say, oh, let's go to this movie, so I wouldn't feel like I'm missing out by not going with other people.
Yeah, historically I would do that with movies, like you said. Yeah, movies that other people may not, don't even want to try to, like, whatever, just, like, pop in real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was great. Agree. It was awesome. Watched the movie, walked out. Pop my headphones back in. At this time, it's dark, but there are still cars on the road, and it's still light enough to see because it's in the middle of the city, and I'm walking down the street, and it's still perfect outside. And I'm bumping the music, and it's like, it put me in like the best place mentally.
That's
awesome.
Like,
I still don't want to go home. So I walked to Starbucks, and I got a chai latte. You know how I love chai lattes. And I did that, and after that, I went home, but it was great. So my question for you is, and we've talked about this a little bit, but how do you feel about the self-date, the idea of the self-date?
Yeah, I didn't tell you, things were developing when I was driving on the way here, but so I love being on my own, I like solo this and that.
Yeah.
And, I've talked about my trip out west, like, so that's like a big thing, like solo trip, but I've gone on, I always go out to eat on my own, go to, like, the bars. Like, there's certain, like, restaurants that, like, facilitate it much better than others.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I would even go to Bob Evans, but this is, like, way back in the day with, like, an e-reader or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you got the old people in there reading the newspaper and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, so the developing thing right now is I had planned to go to the Red River Gorge with people.
I see.
Yes, so this is like kind of like a good segue into like the self.
Perfect.
The self, realization.
This is a self trip.
Things.
Yeah, totally. Let's do it. Yeah.
So I really was planning on doing my first big solo trip out west on my own.
Yeah.
But now, so things are falling in line that I may have one coming up much sooner than I thought. Update, yeah. So I had planned a solo, or not a solo, I had planned a Red River Gorge trip where the group and I would hike everything in on our backs.
Mm-hmm.
So you like park your car, and then it's a long story. This will be my 6th time going down,
mm-hmm.
fifth or sixth.
Okay.
And we'll just say 5th, just be safe. And each time I learn something new. I get more equipment.
Yeah.
Each time, and like the last 2 times, pretty efficient. I wouldn't say like super confident, but like
You're
I always
becoming weathered.
Yeah.
You're not a veteran yet, but you're getting there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel pretty comfortable down there and doing this and planning like map. Like I realized the importance of planning.
Mm-hmm.
After the first couple times.
You don't want to get eaten by a bear.
Well, yeah, that's something that you can kind of plan for. So, and they're just black bears, so they're kind of timid. Yeah, grizzly bears, I would not be doing this at all.
No, you don't want to cuddle with a grizzly bear.
Absolutely not. Black bear. But so I inadvertently planned the Gorge trip. I sent out a Facebook invite to a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. I knew a bunch of people wouldn't do it because it's kind of a rough trip. So it's more like a life challenge.
Yeah.
Because you got to carry everything in, and you just got to prep well. I love it. It's
mm-hmm.
like mini survival. It's 2 nights, 3 days. I love it. It's
mm-hmm.
like I feel like it's just enough time to like totally lose like the amenities of like civilization.
Yeah, cook them right out.
Like I bring things with me, obviously, like modern day stuff,
mm-hmm.
but it's just it's nice to unplug because you can't really connect to anything.
There's probably no cell phone service.
I think if you get like to the top of the ridges, you can probably get like voice cell phone and like maybe text, but
mm-hmm.
you're definitely not going to be streaming like music or anything.
Watching documentaries on
and in the valley you have absolutely nothing. So usually
wow.
what I do is I turn my cell phone off and put it into like a dry box.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so I inadvertently planned this trip on Father's Day. And that threw quite the wrench into the gears.
That's what happens when you're single and
exactly. Yeah, I was well. My father lives in Virginia Beach now, so I usually send a card and like give him a phone call.
Yeah.
So that doesn't I know that, so I wouldn't think of if he was in town, like where he lived or whatever
mm-hmm.
in town. I totally wouldn't be doing this. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't go out of town for Father's Day.
Right.
So. The fact it's kind of a unique situation. So now, I can do the phone call and everything, but still go. So I'm toying around with the idea of going on my own. Pardon me. Now that kind of raises the danger level quite.
Yeah, because if you break your leg, you're gonna get eaten by a bear.
Well,
you just can't run away. Nobody's there to carry you off.
No. So I mean, I would have to drag myself, or wait for campers. But I'm gonna If I do this, it changes how I pack my bag. Pack out's going to be a little different. I might bring a secondary tent just in case mine fails.
Oh.
But I already have redundancies and water pumping and things like that. So I'm pretty solid in the first aid and the water pumping. It's just it's just the I don't know. So if there's a tear in my tent, things like that. So I'm going to have to I'm going to have to really start thinking on this pack.
Yeah, you've talked to me about this, and I've encouraged you to do it, but, I never really thought about being in the wilderness by myself until, just now. Yeah. And it's you're literally out there by yourself in the woods, way far away from everything.
Yeah, I kind of proposed this because I was fully expecting, a handful of people to go, or at least one other. Usually I go down with 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
And, it's a good group. 2 people's good, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But, I don't know. So I'm in the exploratory mental stage right now, but I think I'm definitely gonna do it. So
Wow, that'd be amazing.
I just said I was in exploratory, and then I'm kind of like whatever. So
you took 3 seconds and explored it, and you came out the other side.
Well, I think my brain was kind of like, act like you are thinking about it just in case you don't go, and then the other part of my brain was like, just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, and that's when I say I'm gonna do something, like I rarely back out of that.
Good.
So,
Good.
like even if it's like just for me.
Yep.
So I'm kind of hesitant on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it because I've always kind of wanted to do this,
Mm-hmm.
but I've always been reluctant because of what other people would worry, maybe, like
yeah,
mainly my mother.
True. Yeah. Just tell her you're staying at my place.
Well,
like,
no.
I'm going to Austin's.
No. So I kind of mentioned it earlier, and she naturally kind of freaked out. But
yeah,
I mean, people. So again, this goes back to our solo travel on subreddit.
Mm-hmm.
I read about people doing the Appalachian Trail or the Pacific North Coast. What is it?
I don't know.
Oh shoot, I can't remember.
Is it like up and down the coasts or something?
Yeah. There's another one. It's less popular than Appalachian Trail.
Smoky Mountains?
I'd have to Google it.
Or is that on the same thing? I don't know.
There was a movie about it with Reese Witherspoon. It was a book too. Anyways, it was an excellent movie. But
okay.
So I think I'm gonna do it. I'm really, because I already have like the equipment. I might buy a couple more things. But again, like I think I'm gonna have to bring like a couple extra things now that I would be 100% on my own, and I'm gonna have to be like really careful. Like I'm gonna bring like an e-reader because I'm gonna have a lot of time on my own. I already love listening to podcasts and stuff, but was I talking with you about how I didn't read books that much anymore?
Yeah, yep, that was me.
So I kind of like on my way here when the last person said they couldn't go because they realized it was Father's Day. I was like, I got that nervous excitement jolt.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, I love that.
Oh,
I love it.
Yep,
So,
we were talking about that before too.
Yes, and I kind of like they're kind of rare, you know. It's hard to like get that, and like
oh man,
I basically put it out there like, oh, it's Father's Day. If you can't go, whatever, you know, no big deal. And then when I finally saw a text, that was like the final nail. Like, oh shoot, this might happen.
Oh yeah.
So
nice.
I'm pretty pumped. I just have to maybe convince a few people to not worry, and then
you'll be fine.
Get some extra stuff.
Yeah, because now I'm thinking about like being in the woods and it's nighttime and you look up and it's nothing but stars and you're like laying outside of your tent on a blanket and there's no one around.
There's
like
no light pollution.
No one or nothing, and you don't have any cell service.
Yep.
And you're completely disconnected and you don't have to worry about anything.
See, that excites me.
Oh my god! Now I want to go, but if I go, we can't be alone. So we have to have separate trips.
Even Austin, like honestly, even when I'm with other people out there, it's just I wouldn't. It's not gonna be just as intense. Like by myself, like you said, it'll probably be a different experience.
Oh, completely different.
But like when you're just with like a couple other like buddies, it's something else because like you hear everything and there's no light pollution, and if it's a clear sky, and I usually map out at least the first stop at a water stop because I gotta pump water.
Yeah.
You can walk out to like the creek with the rocks area and just look up, and it's a freaking river of stars following the trees in the sky.
Gosh,
it's flipping beautiful.
Oh my god!
I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
I am too.
So it just so happens my plot that I have out the first night is I'll be walking up to a ridge, following the ridge into like a river basin that splits. And then the second night, I follow the one split to whatever. Or I could go to the other split,
Nice.
So as long as I tell people my route, and when I'm supposed to return home, and plus you get like a parking pass in your car. So if that gets expired, people start getting concerned.
People be like, where is he? Yeah.
Right. And so as long as that happens, I should be fine. I'm going to bring extra food in case something bad happens. And then not be stupid.
So when is this happening?
This will be next weekend.
So
not this coming,
weekend, okay.
but next weekend. So we can still do a Thursday thing, but I'm taking Friday off.
Okay.
And I'll be driving down in the wee early hours of Friday and hiking in and then camping and then hiking in further and then camping. And then on Sunday, come all the way back from early in the morning.
You're going to have so many stories.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, well, because a lot of the stories from the past involve other people.
Yeah.
But I've never done a solo one of these before.
I feel like it'll be more of like intrusive stories, not necessarily like, oh, I said this thing and he thought it was funny and then we made a joke. It's more like, self-revelations that maybe you wouldn't tell other people because it wouldn't make sense.
That's true.
It makes sense in your own brain, but not necessarily as a story that you would tell.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll actually have like fewer stories.
Maybe, unless I get attacked by a bear.
That's definitely a story.
Which is kind of rare down there, but that is a thing. Like I might actually buy bear mace this time.
The bears.
I almost bought it last time. Last year I went with 2 other dudes for a bachelor party. It was a good time.
The bears are rare down there.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Now I'm gonna
that.
be like on a trail and there's gonna be a black bear and I'm gonna be like, really, the bears are rare?
But it rhymes.
Of course
the bear's like,
it rhymes. Give me some berries.
No, the bear's like, oh yeah, actually that's good alliteration.
Actually, yeah, we'll just have a conversation.
That's a good grammatical conversation. Good job, man.
I'll be still like loony. I'll be like thinking I'm talking to the bear.
You and the bear start a podcast.
Yes, Austin, you'd be so jelly.
Bearcast for us. Don't you dare start a podcast with bears while you go on this trip, Anthony. I'm not having that.
What happens if he's very personable?
Then I guess he can be a guest.
Yes.
We'll have a bear guest.
We'll have to hire a bear trainer.
So, Bear, do you ever take self-dates?
Wow, that's interesting. Where to? Chicago, really?
He's like eating my couch.
In my couch?
He's like eating it. Eating all my food.
Yeah, he tears apart your couch.
Destroyed my roommates. And they're like, what did you bring a bear? He's a guest on the podcast.
He's like, Anthony met him in the gorge.
Yeah, Anthony went on a self-date trip in the forest and brought back a bear date.
Yeah, so I guess as I'm talking it now, definitely.
You should commit.
I don't think anything's going to stop me from doing this.
No.
So.
No, I don't think so. I think it's very selfless of you that your reservations are other people.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I don't want to be down there and be like, oh my God, it's mainly just family members, like you were like very, positive about it. And,
yeah, I think you should do it.
Yeah.
I don't want you to get ravaged, of course.
Well, no, I mean, the biggest animal, like I've never seen I've never seen a bear down there. I saw a bear in Gatlinburg, but a bear down there, no. I saw a big wild turkey, like scaled is nearly impossible outside, but yeah.
The turkey scaled the side?
Yeah, it was really weird. Like it made a noise, and all of a sudden it was like up the hill. Yeah, it went quite quickly. I was like, holy cow.
That is alarming. Holy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, yeah, I 100% encourage you to go on that trip.
Awesome. Yeah,
I think it's going to be enlightening for you. I think it's going to be amazing.
I hope so.
Reminds me of my Canada trip that I'm taking soon. Which
that's right.
We won't go into super detail, but like I'm doing something kind of like that. I'm going to Canada with a group of people. Shout out to Michael Fields because he's the guy that told me about the trip. He's one of my friends from he goes to IU Bloomington. But yeah, we're going on one of those wilderness trips that's kayaking and like walking around with all the equipment on your back and like being out where there's no cell service, so we're also disconnected too. And it's not a self trip, so it's like we're with other people, so it's a little bit more secure. But at the same time, you're out in the middle of nowhere, and you have to like acknowledge when you pay for the trip, like I could get hurt pretty badly on this trip.
Yeah.
If something bad happens, so it's kind of the same thing, but
yeah, you gotta have contingency plans and just be mentally prepared.
Exactly. And this is like a 10-day thing. It's
wow,
unlike anything I've ever done before. So
you're gonna have it just sounds awesome.
Oh, I wish you could go. Yeah, I'm expecting to come back completely different.
Yeah, I don't have enough vacation days.
At least, yeah, that's why I'm not going to your gorge trip because I don't want to spend the vacation days. I've already spent so many.
That's a big trip, Austin. Yeah.
It is. It's huge. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Vacation days wise and also personal development wise.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that'll be cool. So yeah, there's that, and who knows what the second half of the year is going to be. Like
exactly.
I still have like 5 days. I think like we were talking about going to like Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So there's that, but I have no idea what else I'm going to spend my vacation days on. So yeah.
Me either.
Yeah. So the verdict is self-dates are awesome.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't be really a date, but yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's with the bear.
And the bear can't come back. Don't you bring a bear in my house, Anthony.
It's my helper bear.
Help bear. Okay. All right.
Because he cut my legs off. Now he rides me, or I ride him around.
Because you have no other choice.
Because he cut my legs off.
He enslaved you.
With one swipe.
I hope that doesn't actually happen. I hope you have a good trip.
I'm actually seriously considering bear mace. Because I'll be on my own.
Considering bear mace?
Yeah. Last time I thought I was getting it, but yeah.
I didn't even realize it was a thing. I guess it makes sense.
That's the only, I mean, besides breaking a leg or falling down a cliff or something, bears, but that's rare. The last attack.
The bears are right down there.
2 trips ago, there was a black bear attack, but when we came back, like, everybody was flipping out, like, we heard there was a black bear attack, and we knew you were down there, and, like, no one can communicate with us, naturally.
Yeah.
And so people are freaking out.
It's like when there's a wreck on the highway, and your mom's like, are you okay?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
You
like the
can't
same thing.
contact the party down there. I was with, like, other people. Yeah. And it turns out the people tried to get a selfie with the bear. So they went up to the bear.
Me?
The bear was minding its own business. And they went up to it to try to get a photo with it. Not a photo of it, with it.
Millennials.
It was at least 2 years ago, yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Or maybe they were trying to get a close up. I don't know. But it was, the news article was like, yeah.
Half of me is condemning those people.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
The other half of me has such a deep respect for them. For their commitment to the
no.
selfie.
I love photos, and, like, all my close friends know that. I will not sacrifice my life for no bear selfie.
I respect that.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
I think that's a good end cap. I think it's been about an hour,
yeah,
Anthony.
That sounds good.
It's been about an hour.
Oh, wow, perfect.
Podcast is coming to a close.
That's cool.
Once again this week.
Things.
We did. We got some audience interaction in there. We
Yep.
talked about stores, talked about department stores, all the important things in life.
Yep.
So I think it's time to wrap up.
Awesome.
What do you want to do after the podcast, Anthony? You want to hang out for a bit?
Yeah, I'll hang out.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. I know you have to get back to walk your dog or whatever, let your dog out. I hope you figured that out.
Oh, yeah, you always remind me of that. You remind me of my own responsibilities. That's awesome.
I really like that dog.
It's still kind of early, though.
Okay, that's fine. So we got time to do stuff.
Yeah, but
well,
that's great.
I hope you enjoyed the podcast. This has been episode 4. Once again, I'm Austin Flume.
Anthony Gorman.
And that's Anthony Gorman, and we've had a fun time. We hope that you have a fun time. Please stick around. We've got 10 episodes, like I said earlier, and on the 10th episode, hard reboot. We're going to have a Facebook group and all those things, so stick around for that. It's going to be a fun time. But until next time, we are out.
Later. Listen to the last one, now.
I'd be okay if she didn't listen to the last one.
She kind of hints about the other 2, and I was like, oh, she's listening. And then last one, yeah.
Last one I feel like was in terms of viewership.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I didn't pimp it as much as I pimped the other ones.
Yeah.
And
I re-listened to it, and I thought it was pretty good.
It is a good episode. I'm not
docking. I laughed a couple times.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. It's still the same as last time.
Yeah.
Yours is at like 3 o'clock, and mine's at like 2 o'clock. On the volume thing.
Just my voice. It's gotta be
that, and I kind of yell. I kind of yell when I'm doing it.
Yeah, I think I need to focus more on like enunciating or something. Because I do like exactly what I just did there. I start trailing off, but I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
I can still hear it. Like when I listened to it, I wasn't like every time I talk, and then like all of a sudden I'm like I knew exactly what I said.
Right.
And plus, my mom's probably listening on shitty speakers. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's probably not even a valid.
Yeah. She's probably shaming us with her garbage speakers.
I was just like, Mom, the third one's better. That's all I told her.
We gotta get your mom on the line.
I
also like the idea of getting heater on.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how that would go.
I am too. We're gonna get right into it.
That's fine.
We're gonna start right now.
That sounds
We're gonna
good.
throw it down. As soon as I clear my throat.